Hey, what's up? I got one of these to play around with. This is my friend's Apple Vision. Nick loaned me his Apple Vision Pro so that I could sort of take a look at it from a development standpoint and play around with it. Hi, I'm Paul Solt from Super Easy Apps, and I'm an iPhone, iPad, and Mac app developer. I was recently laid off from GoPro, looking for my next gig. And while I do that, I'm just creating some educational content on YouTube. So you can subscribe down below or hit the like button if this is interesting. I am publishing right now 5 videos a week, Monday through Friday. So if that's interesting, hit the like button, subscribe, and you can stay up to date on things. Now, I want to know in the comments down below, do you want to know how to make apps for the Apple Vision Pro? Is that something that you want to do? If so, comment down below. I wanted to do a quick take with it, and I don't know if I'm going to do this in multiple parts or how this is going to work. Um, the quick take I have is that if you're going to get this, you really need this strap if you're going to make this comfortable. It is not comfortable for me to wear long term with just a single special loop. And the other thing that's really important, I might look a little bit different to you today from my other videos, and that's because I wear glasses all the time when I'm doing computer work. Now, I've got really bad vision, and I don't know if I can get prescriptions in the Vision Pro, but I play Ultimate Frisbee and run. And when I do that, I wear my contacts, which I'm wearing right now so that I can see. And you can wear contacts with the Apple Vision Pro, which is one of the things I wasn't sure if that was okay. And it's totally okay. I tried it without doing anything. I watched a video from Paul Hudson this morning and I was like, can I just wear it? And I put it on and the Apple logo was so blurry. I was like, nope. My vision, my nearsightedness is like this far away. So like I can't read a book unless it's about 7 inches away from my eyes. It's just too blurry for me. I've been wearing glasses since first grade. So without further ado, let's put on the Apple Vision and sort of see what's going on. I'm gonna put it in my pocket if I can fit it in there. This battery pack is big, and my iPhone is in the way. Let's get rid of the iPhone. Don't need that. Okay, so let's put that on. And now, one of the issues I've had is the eye tracking hasn't been as good, but that could be because this is set to Nick's face shape. I think I need a little bit tighter on the light shield because I do have some color bleed coming in the back peripherals. And then I've had some issues with tap input, so I'm not sure if I've got this on totally. Let's see if I can unlock it. I think that worked. Oh, I got a microphone right in front of me. All right. I don't see anything. What am I doing wrong? I think I'm in some experience. I thought I would start on the home screen, but maybe I don't know how to use Apple Vision yet. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Now I'm seeing the home screen. Great. So one of the things I noticed, I don't know if I can tap up. Okay, good. I can tap up here so that you can see it. I can't see you anymore. Yeah. So I had issues with tap input, and that's like my biggest beef with this technology is it's like great for media consumption. The thing I like the most is media consumption. For everything else, like touch input and keyboard input and mouse is just like so far superior to anything that I can do on here that to me it's not an obvious win for this technology. I'm going to try and open up Safari and tell you, let's see how easy it is to get to my Twitter profile. How do I? Ah, crap, I'm not signed in. One more thing to sign in on. Can I just sign in with Apple? Oh, crap. It misclicks sometimes. I don't know how to go back if I mistap. So I don't know if my right eye is like, sometimes I feel like my right eye might like go down. And so it selects things that I don't want it to select. Okay, so we're continuing with Optic ID. Let me like reduce the immersion because I can't see anything behind here. It's a little too far. All right, so if I go to my Twitter profile, I just want to talk through my experiences with this. And how do I scroll? Crap. I just grab, right? Yes. Okay. Where do I get? And I can't, can I? Oh, I can zoom. Okay, that's cool. But I really, okay. I want to get to this Twitter thread. Where is this? Okay. Nope. That's not what I want. And this is my experience, right? So it's kind of the same sort of letdown experience with Leap Motion in that it's such a new experience. I don't know. I just want to go to the thread. Can we just open this up? Nope, that's not it. Okay, I think I got it. All right, so I've got it up. I'm probably just going to have to throw this on screen for you to see. But for me, there's a couple of takeaways. So first, immersive 3D was definitely really cool. It was really cool with the dinosaurs, but the fidelity is problematic. So, okay, I didn't ask you to do that. Can we go back? Okay, I don't know what I just did. Somehow I zoomed in without wanting to. Okay, so the animation no, don't. It's it's interpreting my hand gestures as I'm going to put my hands behind my back and have to talk to you this way. But the animation quality needs to be higher when you're so close to these 3D objects. So the character rigging on the 3D models for the dinosaurs felt a little bit unnatural. And granted, we don't know how like the pterodactyl type dinosaurs actually flew, but like the whole trunk of the back of the dinosaur was like this. It didn't move. It was so weird. Like when you've watched birds, stop it. Okay, is you how do you have a conversation without interacting with UI elements in Vision Pro? If you know how to do that, can you comment down below because I don't understand this. It's doing things I don't want it to do. So it's like clicking on things, and I can't have my fingers in front of me, and I can't talk, and I can't move around without interpreting. And that is at the core of what's problematic with this Vision Pro platform, because it's interpreting intention from what I'm looking at in my hand gestures, but it's not intent when I'm just talking to you. So right now, I physically cannot have my hands in front of me and talk to you because it's zooming in, it's scrolling my Twitter that's in front of me, which makes it really hard to have a discussion like this. And I guess you wouldn't have, maybe you don't have discussions like this when you're talking to people, okay? I need some coffee. Let's see if I can drink coffee with this on. Oh, that's really hard. Let's try a cup. Okay. So you're going to need a cup. That's still really hard. Wow. I feel like I'm a knight and I've got my helmet on. Okay. So the point is, when we are closer to the 3D objects and elements, the animation quality has to be higher. The number of polygons has to be higher, and so I could see the potential of the experience, but it just wasn't. It wasn't as polished as I was hoping for. And I don't know who made the video for the 3D dinosaur thing, but that was my takeaway. Now, I will say the immersive video was stellar. I can't have my hands in front of me. And it was super cool to see the MLS soccer field. So if you get a chance to go to the Apple Store, go check out one of the MLS soccer things. It was so cool to be like right on the field with the players. Like that is the experience of Apple Vision Pro. It's unclear to me what the other experiences are, and I need to play around with it. So if I can now scroll with some intent, see, this is the problem. No, oh no. Oh my goodness, it just went back. I just put my hand behind me and it went back. Okay, so like there's a lack of intent with this input, and it's picking up input that I don't want it to do. I want to look at something and I want to let it sit there. Like when I do this with an iPhone, I can wave my hands around, I can talk, I can do anything I want. It's not going to do anything until I, with intent, move it. The problem with vision-based input is what I'm looking at isn't always what I want to interact with. And the other thing that is a little bit frustrating from a keyboard perspective, I can type on the keyboard and I can say exactly what I want, but I don't have to stare at each of those keys. If I was staring at each key as I'm typing, I'm a very slow typer. And so I can type like probably 80 to 90 words per minute pretty comfortably. And I can push myself for a little bit faster. And that's one skill that I want to get better at, but I can do that without looking, without thinking a whole lot. It's thought into action. Now with Vision Pro, granted, I've only used this 2 days now. It just hasn't been as good. And the intent of what I want to do, I have to be really mindful of those gestures. So I'm going to drag this up. So I'm wearing my contacts. I still don't know if my prescription, I haven't looked up the range, but I know that there's a certain level of prescription that is not sufficient. Now today, it doesn't feel as heavy as last time, but last time I only had the single strap. So I'm using the 2-head strap, which is way more comfortable. It puts some of the weight on the top of my head rather than all on the back. And then I was feeling a lot of pressure right here with the Vision Pro. So for me, the biggest trade-off is touch input on iPhone and iPad versus eye input with tap gestures on this. And so I'm physically having to restrain myself from pinching my fingers and moving them around because it's interpreting that as touch input when I don't want it to. And that is a big flaw of this type of input system. It gets in the way of what I want to be doing. So it's just hard. Okay, so input should always do what I want, and when it doesn't, that's where we have a problem. And so the iPhone and the iPad was a capacitive touch that worked so fluidly compared to, like when I worked for Microsoft, we had resistive touch cell phones. And so when oh no, we're 20% low battery. Okay. That should be enough to continue with this video. So when we were interacting with a capacitive versus a resistive touch, resistive, you're pushing in and it's frustrating. Capacitive was a clear win because you could just touch it like you were touching a normal object. And it just felt so natural, it felt so real, and it was so responsive. And that was the responsiveness of iPhone and iPad touchscreen, multi-touch, is what made the platform so good compared to what was out there with the technology. And tapping with fingers is slow, and as I'm trying to film a video of myself using this, it's really easy to misinterpret my intention with eye tracking and finger control when it's not intentional. If I had a game controller and I could use that to move around, I mean, that would be great. I would love, I don't know if this works, but if I could plug in, if I could plug in my Xbox controller or my PlayStation controller and then control this, I think that would be a lot better. Like if that was my input. So I think the Mac integration might be interesting to try out. I still need to try that. Yeah. All right. So now the other thing I want to talk about is like Apple was promoting 3D videos. And I was like, oh, great. I'll finally be able to determine if 3D is actually like worthwhile because I'll have this stuff right in front of my eyes and it will be like the best 3D movie experience. And what I realized, this is what I've realized for a long time, is that 3D videos are just a gimmick. I find it so much more distracting to watch 3D videos because it's not real 3D. It's basically let's create some artificial layers that sort of separate some of the content from the background. But the problem is my eyes track the edges of those layers. So I was watching The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, and he's starting the scene in the helicopter. And it's just like all I'm seeing is the edges of his characters, and all my eyes do is track the edges. So I'm not focused on the content. I'm focused on the layering. I'm focused on the composition of the scene, of where is the 3D effect happening. And that's not 3D. Like I shouldn't, like in real life, I don't distinguish layers, be like, oh yeah, that object is like on top of each other. And so the 3D layer effect of 3D videos is really gimmicky. However, the Vision Pro immersive experience is way better. So like that, as much as I didn't really like the character rigging in the dinosaur thing, it still was far superior. That is the experience that Vision Pro is really good at. I will say that I could see the potential for iPad right as Steve Jobs announced it, but to me, Vision Pro isn't there. And I'm not convinced it will ever be there. And it's because it's just not as easy to use as touch input, as we're seeing in me. Just this is my like first take of trying to film this. And I don't want to edit this out because I think it's really important to understand like what the technology feels like. So it's not as easy to use as touch input. And like right now it's highlighting between the text and it's highlighting between the buttons for the Twitter interface. And it's just like giving me options for things to click on when I have no intention to click on those things. So it's like useful, but I'm like just consuming the content. And it's iPhone and iPad don't do this weird highlighting where it's like going between all these different things, distracting my eyes and like animating focus. So I don't really like that for consuming. We'll have to see how it is on my Mac. All right, so my next thing is trying this out, connecting it to my Mac, which I haven't done yet. I don't know how to do that yet. So I'll have another video about that. If this was interesting or you enjoyed it, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Comment down below if there's something that you want me to look at, and then you can subscribe to get access to more videos on programming topics or Vision Pro if you really want me to make an app or a game with the SDK. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in another video.